Hello, my name is Michael Hippo, and this is my portfolio showcasing my work and expertise in instructional design. Here on the main page, of course, went with the University of Georgia color theme, um, and then I also attached my LinkedIn. I'm not really big on other socials, so um, just the one. View resume, view programmatic themes will all take you to their linked sections, and we'll go back to those. View programmatic themes will take us to foundations at first. I just wanted to showcase the projects that I have been working on throughout my time in this program. We can start with the resume, and just as a showcase of my work history, education history, skills, and certifications. So that is there for your review. Um, of course, we have the autobiographical statement, which um, is posted in here, as well as the overview statement. Who I am as an instructional designer. And then let's look at the program of study, which entails the 6 semesters that I had 2 classes both times. Luckily, I powered through and didn't take any time off or any classes off. So finishing with Edit 7170 and 7520 has been great as my final semester. And as we move to the programmatic themes, we start with the foundations of instructional design. This artifact is on a course that I created on color theory. This was an assignment from Edit 6200E, Designing Interactive Learning Environments, and it was the first large-scale project that I completed in the IDD program. Clicking on the link will take you to it. This is one of the projects I'm more proud of. It was kind of nerve-wracking because I picked the topic before I realized that we were covering color theory in that course. So, you know, the expectations there were definitely high. We go through psychology of color, color harmony. Of course, I try to implement color theory throughout the project, but as I went through the class, I learned more about color theory, and um, this was developed as I was learning more than I thought I knew. My background is in video game design and development as an educator in a K through 12 setting, specifically high school. Before I moved in as a CTE facilitator at a nearby school. Um, Here, I really tried to work on some of the learning aspects that you would expect from good e-learning modules. Some drag and drop just to test some things in the program of Articulate Storyline. Anyways, let me kind of progress through this for a minute. Also, feedback from the quiz itself, preface to the study, working on some of the scrolling bar and how different colors can impact psychological perceptions.
Green,
Love it. Very nice. Colors affect
Implementing
everything from our
videos.
appetite.
One thing that I
green is usually connected to
uh,
freshness and
did
vitality
not
because of
do
its
in this
connection to
project was
nature.
using
Love
AI.
it. Very
Sorry. One thing I didn't do in this project compared to the final project that I did as a group in our project management course with Dr. Branch was utilize AI voices. They have really good sound bites now that sound professional, sound clean. The audio sounds like it comes from a great mic compared to the one uh, that I would use here, which still was one that I purchased. But um, as we get to the final portion of the uh, under management, I'll be able to showcase that, and then of course multiple choice questions. So I really enjoyed this course and doing that project. I learned a lot about Storyline 360. I learned a lot about color theory um, since it was a topic, and then we ended up learning more as the class. So I really dialed in there. Um, and then if we move on here to analysis, um, I completed a case analysis for Edit 6400E, Foundations of Learning for Instructional Design and Technology. and I'll scroll down to this. This case study was very helpful. Um, in scenarios where instructional designers are thrown into a case where they don't have the background information, they don't know the stakeholders, they don't have a background with the educators or maybe even the client or the university. If it's contract work, this was a chance for me to uh, step back and analyze a case that I had no actual ties to. And there was a whole scenario, getting to know the characters, a case setting. I really wanted to look at what practices were involved and what were some of the guiding questions to go through as we analyze this case, and what could some potential resolutions be to fix the learning discrepancy. The case included um, a scenario where a university's program on culinary had issues um, with dropout rate and graduation rate because of the rigor. But that rigor produced high-level candidates uh, for the workforce. So there was a big of a tug of war there, and I enjoyed going through that. As we go to design, um, interactive markers was a one thing assignment that also stretched my abilities into Storyline 360. I enjoyed this not because of the final product, because interactive markers, it was cool to be able to consider those and end up developing those, but I ended up going through a lot of different ideas, play testing with some stuff. Oh, this may not be good enough for the one thing assignment, and just naturally built some ideas and skills and broadened the scope of my understanding on some learning tools for e-learning. And then as we keep going, we have the high-level design document um, that we did for Edit 6400E with Dr. Zhu, Foundations of Learning and Instructional Design and Technology. Under evaluation, the evaluation plan that I did with my team was for uh, already developed online trainings. So we got to really dive into those online trainings and look at create an evaluation plan to evaluate those trainings. Um, and in terms of group projects, this was a great team to work with and probably one of my favorite assignments, even though it was daunting because of the scale of that project. And then a desk critique. This is from this semester with Edit 7520E, online teaching and learning. And this helped demonstrate an ability to conduct usability tests and evaluate learning modules for online learning uh, courses using D2L. And then finally, under management, this was the most recent project that I was, uh, now that I look back, fortunate enough to be the project manager on, but uh, was kind of thrown into it and uncomfortable with that, but that helped me grow. And it was one of the heavier workloads throughout this program, but in the end, I gained a lot from this class. Coordinating with my project team, coordinating with Dr. Branch, coordinating with the real stakeholders that needed these deliverables by certain due dates, classwork by certain due dates. We worked on Gantt charts and work breakdown schedules, and then being in a master's program and full-time class and full-time work, and we all have families, so just being able to work with all of those schedules and put and bring together and work with a great group to produce a real product um, was very valuable. This is the AI voice that I used that we ended up using for this project. That sounded a little more clean than mine, and I'll
Welcome
just
to
briefly
today's
play it.
training, Creating Activity Reports.
We also had a male voice in there as well. We had different videos um, that went through what we needed to for the final report and for the project deliverables. And we also have the final report that goes through, as you can see, the project summary, recommendations after we've delivered the micro learning videos, um, recommendations for the next team. So different samples of work and a lot of the files that we used and Gantt charts that we created, things of those nature. So yeah, thank you for reviewing my portfolio. I look forward to hearing back.